Got it.
Got it. I gotta.
Man, you should see my little desk that I've set up has got it's like Zen and protein bars and 10 cups of coffee. It's like it's like
table
the
crazy
center. No, it's the table of the craziest person. It's like no boundaries over here, just Zen and coffee and plant-based protein bars, because you got to have a healthy mix in there. It's only it's healthy.
You do have a tendency to not eat. I noticed that.
Dude, I don't eat. I think, and then like a weekend goes and I binge eat, and it's like I'm bloated because my body's like, hey, you're eating like a normal person. We're trying to make you small. Oh.
I've been on the one meal a day for years now.
Yeah, Michael, and some.
What?
I mean, Michael, you don't look like the epitome of a healthy actor in this world.
I'm gonna say, man, you don't look unhealthy. It's just that extra cheeseburger a day might help.
It might actually bring.
How do you think I got so ripped?
All right. Well, I say another 30 seconds here, and then we'll get started. Thank you to everybody who's showing up. We're about to get moving in about 30 seconds. Yeah, should be a fun one.
Yeah, fun and long, and let's not. Yeah,
hopefully it's not too long, but
there's a lot of content here. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, even I.
Yeah.
Moment of breathe. I need to take a breath. Don't get started too fast. Jeez.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man.
I got slides open on my phone because I always lose track of where I'm at. All right. Cool.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good little idea. A little presenter hack.
Yeah. Hey, not my first rodeo. It's my third.
Yeah. My presenter hack is people just give it to me like 10 minutes before, and they're like, figure it out, chaos ensues, make it happen, deliver it. I'm like, God damn it.
All right, well, I'm going to dive in. Since we're recording this, we'll probably go ahead and do one of these. Go ahead and get it started there. Thank you, everybody, for joining this week's Hypergraph Hour. I say this week. We did do them every week for a while. Then we decided to space them out a little bit since we've got a lot of work to do. And a lot of work will be shown today, which I'm very excited about. Those that don't know who I am, I'm Benjamin Diggles. I'm one of the co-founders of Constellation Network, and I head up business development for the company. My roles really focus around enterprise, federal, consortia, academia, and general partnerships. So that means that I've landed smack dab in the middle of our flight program accelerator. So those that don't know, I conducted the first one last year, 35 companies, which we'll touch on here a little bit later. And right now we're actively in our second cohort of 40 companies. We're halfway through. And so today's presentation, when we were putting it together, we thought, hey, let's show a little bit of updates of some of the alumni and projects that we've incubated or taken through our program, graduates from Flight Program 1, talk a little bit about what's happening with Flight Program 2, but also do just some general ecosystem updates. So for those that came for the Flight Program, you'll be delighted to know we have some updates on Mainnet 2.0 and some recent product releases that will be delivered by Michael Brand, who's our Chief Product Officer. So, and we also have Mr. Jorgensen, who's joined us today as well, in which case he has anything he wants to add. But I am your MC for the day. And so let's get inside. First thing, before we even go past this slide, you may have noticed that on our homepage, and this vernacular is starting to be used across our properties. We're making big advancements in our brand messaging and who we are. And we really like this statement around your Web3 welcoming community. And that's very apropos when we think about the flight program and all you datapreneurs and community members and people that are from extreme blockchain skilled all the way to just basic crypto curious. We want to be seen as that Web3 welcoming community. And that involves everyone on this call. All of you as community members are part of that committee. So be proud of that. We're very excited about it. and let's jump in. So today we're going to be covering, as I said, some of the project updates from Flight Program V1, incubation and alumni. Then we're going to be going through Flight Program V2 updates. One of the things we're very excited to showcase today is that we've got 10 companies that have contributed to a 60-second elevator pitch video that we compiled together across all 10 of them. So it's roughly about 10 to 12 minutes from the Flight Program V2. So that's 10 out of the 40 companies, which were very bold to raise their hand and expose what they're working on early. That said, some of these companies that you're not hearing from are in stealth, and they're doing that for good reasons. So after that, we're going to talk a little bit about the ecosystem partners update. Excuse me. What I mean by that is we've actually had a lot of partners join Constellation in the last few months, but we just kind of got out of the groove of making a big deal about it, just because those that have been with us for a long time, we noticed that our community was more focused on partners than they were the health of the overall ecosystem, even though I do know that's a big part of it. It's just not something that we want to make such a big deal about. But today, we're making a big deal about it. And we're going to do it all at once. We're going to show you some of those names and logos that have decided to join us and why it's so important. And then we're going to end with Michael Brand, our Chief Product Officer, on Mainnet 2.0 and product updates for today. So that's it. All right, so as we jump in, we're going to go ahead and start off with these select project updates. A lot of this is a little bit of a recap, only because we talk about this stuff a lot. We don't want to judge the value of Constellation's ecosystem by just how cool, the company is, or how data works and all those things. While they play a role, we want to express the value and the quality of our ecosystem through the quality of the projects that are building on top of our network. And so we're very proud to have an extreme vetting system that attracts top quality products that we vet, that we bring through our pipeline to ensure that when they come out the other side, that they're game ready, that they're absolutely equipped to do what they do best. So I apologize if some of this is a little bit redundant for those that are close to the fire, but for those that are not, you can kind of see them holistically together, which is pretty cool. And I'm very proud because I've played a role in every single one of these companies, almost all of them since the very beginning of them coming into our pipeline and working with our company. So this is sort of like a proud father moment. And I know Jorgensen feels the same because he's played a huge role in all of these as well. I am going to make this brief because we want to make the focus of this on the flight program too, but I think it's important because it shows the momentum of the quality that's coming in to our ecosystem. So with that, we're going to start with Alchemy. Everybody knows that we talk about Alchemy all the time because they're our star student. They're the first project outside of Lattice that decided to build on top of us. They're really revolutionizing the documentation around state channel development and what's possible because they cut their teeth on it. So I'm just going to read these bullets real quick and we're going to go through each one. You'll notice on each of these slides, I put the URL for each of these projects' websites in the right-hand corner. So for community members that are willing to do it, take a screenshot of these, share these, in which case some of this content is moved to rather quickly. So with Alchemy, soft staking pool launched on Lattice with 38.7 million ads token staked as part of the soft staking program. Those that knew this, that went real quick. This takes the total amount ads token staked to 57.6 million tokens as part of the initial and current staking programs. They also landed their first publisher as part of Something for Nothing program. That's awesome. Alchemy state channel development ongoing on local testnet. I've seen it. It's amazing. Launched 2 new NFT projects, Alexa and Elemental NFTs. And their team size is growing. They now have over 20 members, which is a pretty impressive number considering their first birthday is coming up and they're only a year old. So big shout out to Alchemy. You guys are doing a great job. GeoJam, again, another great project. They had a successful token generation event on KuCoin and Uniswap on March 31st. Went off without a hitch. I was very proud to see that happen. Mariah Carey, GeoJam's executive director, tweeted a video endorsement of GeoJam. If you haven't seen it, go dig it up. It's pretty cool. Held a resoundingly successful Jamcella private party during Coachella, hosted by GeoJam Naya Houston, celebrating Lauren Gray's birthday with live music by Diplo. Pretty cool. Major Lazer. Sarah, the CEO, and Sam, the CEO, were interviewed on Desert Living and NBC Palm Springs TV show last Thursday, April 21st. Over 2 million Jam has been staked on GeoJam's content operator staking program. And huge news is that Jam is trending on Gemini Exchange as of today. They were listed this week. Anybody that knows anything about Gemini or Coinbase as American exchanges, very big deal. Shows the quality of this project, and I can't say enough about the team doing a great job. Double Dice successfully launched on Doti Mainnet on March 31st. Way to go. Successfully launched their pooled betting platform on April 18th, so individuals and projects can set up their own betting rooms. They're creating a full casino gaming and betting metaverse to go live later this year. They created a Constellation-themed Dagino casino in their metaverse where visitors can bet and play games with DAG. Super fun, super cool. If you haven't checked out Double Dice, please do. Vantoken. So Vantoken I've been rather close to, and you can check out their website like the rest in that bottom left corner. Very, very cool website. They inked partnerships with Dapper Labs, Moxie, and Void. Timeline is still strong for end of Q2 MVP. I've seen updates of their product and it's really, really cool. Multiple venue partnerships with more actively being secured and working on money service business and money transmitter licenses to then acquire a bit license. And some interesting news that I can't share the details on, but I'm super excited about their team's involvement in this. They have a big event and a significant music partner secured for an August event. Details are coming soon on that. So good job, Fantoken. I'm not going to go too deep into Cyber Elite because as you see on that fifth bullet there, make sure you check out last week's Hyper Hour for deeper updates. They do have a demo of their anti-cheat coming soon. They offer both B2B and B2C solution. Cyber Elite's tech can be used on any game, and they are looking for help. So please reach out to them. Probably the best way to do that is through their Telegram. But these guys are absolutely rock stars and very proud to be a part of our ecosystem. Jayco, this is one that I probably hear about the most as far as anticipated excitement, mostly because it's really revolutionized a sector of the medical industry that really needs it. And that sector of the medical industry is largely predicated on DNA data. That's what they focus on. So they just introduced an introductory website with their white paper, their deck, and an explainer video. Their URL, again, is down in the right-hand corner. So go check it out. If you're interested in learning about the details of how this works, it's super, super cool stuff. Their first seed funding round is fully now committed and SAF letter distribution to all investors. New investors are in process for follow-up on private rounds. And they filed a US PTO patent on Jayco healthcare blockchain system architecture. This is extremely complicated stuff. For those that don't know, the CEO of Jayco played a massive role in coding IBM's Watson for the human genome. So these are certainly not new people to the space. This is a very mature team that's running this project. And on the engineering side, their mobile app proof of concept and functional website on track for the end of May launch. And I've seen this, I've seen the demo of it. Super, super cool. Big growth in strategic advisors, hires, and their board. You know, he sent me, the CEO sent me a list of all the names, and these are some real hitters that they've attracted to their certain project. So Jayco launched on Lattice Dex mid-June 2022. Token generation event is early Q3 2022. Of course, all of these sort of have a "it depends" attached to it because we have to be cautious of market conditions. So these dates sometimes shift based off of what's happening in the market. So be aware of that.
Hey, Benjamin, just to give you a heads up, I think we'll be doing a Hypergraph hour possibly next week with Jayco.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Early hype. If you're interested in this project or just the medical industry in general, or just what it means to be a datapreneur, you know, a lot of people are like, what do you mean I can own my DNA data? I don't even know what that looks like. Where do I store it? How do I sell it? How do I earn from it? A lot of that stuff is going to start to make sense through this project, which I'm really excited about. So Finovant, they had their token launched last week on 420. So congratulations, you guys. I'm not going to go through all these bullets here. So please take a screenshot if you're interested in the deeper details of what's going on with this project from this slide. And you can check, of course, their application and their front-facing website there down in the bottom right-hand corner. Their utility token smart contract is now generating rewards. What I love about these guys is that they have such a porous ecosystem of value to get involved in, such as their Unisafe box password manager. That's another thing that they're offering. Their Phoenix Exxon redesign. So again, if you don't know what these things are because they are specific to their project, please go check them out and dig into it. And another thing is their Ethos Metaverse and DogeRun games. So not only are they involved in stuff that is around biometric data for password protections and security, but they're doing really cool hip stuff in Web3 to boot. So shout out to Biofi. Appreciate you guys. So Last one is DontDrone Industry Systems Corp. We're actually going to hear from Mike in one of the videos because he loves giving updates, and I'm glad he does because he has such a robust suite of really cool things going on. So make sure if you're interested, he had a lot of screenshots he wanted me to show, but I didn't have the slide where to put them up there. So I went ahead and just added a couple. So if you go to his, the company's Telegram, you can see more sneak peeks of their smart rooftop development designs. And again, these guys not only are focused on really deploying true infrastructure solutions around deploying nodes on a lot of cool IoT devices, namely drones, but also things like smart doorbells. And so they have a lot of cool things to get involved with from an NFT whitelist perspective, and they're going to be announcing that with the incentives for signups on May 15th, as well as you can get access to their white paper here, their smart rooftop skylight drone landing pad miner, and partner announcements. So I know that's a lot. A lot of these projects can sometimes be a little bit robust. So do take your time to understand it and get into the community to learn more. So again, just a quick blitzkrieg there of some of the key projects that we are allowed to talk about that are from the flight program 1 in our first cohort. But now we're going to talk a little bit about flight program version 2. So we have a lot of new quality projects on the horizon, but a lot of this stuff isn't linear in nature. I mean, as I covered some of the projects that we just saw, the activities are always kind of parabolic in many different directions. What you're going to see with GeoJam is they're going to continue to do strategic events, partnerships, features, rollouts that may not necessarily allow your brain to follow it linearly. So a lot of this stuff is going into a parabolic state of just like exponential growth. And we're seeing cross-pollination in a way that is extremely impressive. And what I mean by that is a lot of these projects are finding gaps in their solution that are being solved by other projects. And those that know, Constellation believes in an open ecosystem. We do not believe that there should be one chain to rule them all. We're seeing creative ways of such as Biofi using Avalanche's network to mince their token before they swap it over to L0 later this year. So we've seen other projects get involved in ecosystem launch pads that are not Lattice, and we highly encourage that because we believe in the power of liquidity of all these ecosystems and we want to support it. So with that, for those that haven't seen this, this is kind of our standard entry slide when we do our flight program meetings every Thursday, but we really encourage and hype people up around building the future. And I say that because if you were around in 2018, there was a lot of folks that talked about building the future, but they were rather just pump and dump schemes, a lot of scams. 95% of these ICOs went out of business and kind of left a bad taste in the mouth of the crypto and blockchain industry. And that's why we're dealing with a lot of scrutiny over time from institutional folks, right? Oh, that's all just hype. Well, I'm really proud to say that the folks that we've qualified to come into our ecosystem officially are not hype. These are folks that are truly building the future. So I'd like to say, and again, maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic, but I do believe history is being made. I'm seeing folks solving problems that folks have never been bold enough to solve in the past, or the pipes and technology and fractional finance wasn't capable of actually making it happen. And so now we're in a place where we're seeing that actually take place. So as I said, when we launched this Hypergraph hours, that we have 40 companies that are active. We have over 15, I should say, we have over 14 sponsors and speakers. We're 6 weeks down, we have 6 weeks to go. And we're quiet for a reason. We're not using these companies in this program as an opportunity to market and showcase too much of it. Of course, I know we're doing a Hypergraph hour here on this as a midway deposit, but we're quiet for a reason, much like we were in the first cohort. It's because these companies are gestating, and they're all gestating at different timelines. Some of them may be very, very tight fisted when it comes to their IP, what they're trying to achieve, because they want to make sure that when they launch, it's very strategic, while others, that may not be part of their strategy. So I'm really, really excited to showcase some of the projects coming up here in a moment. But one thing I did want to announce on this call is that once we're complete with flight program version 2, we are going to release all the flight program version 1 content for anybody in the ecosystem that wants to use it. That is a huge benefit to everybody that's on this call, anybody that's interested in building on top of Constellation, or just interested in learning about how Web3 works end to end. So as you can see down there below, week 1 through 6, these are the topics that we've covered in the second cohort. Of course, we did a program kickoff. We had Alchemy Academy come in, talk a little bit about their platform, which you can check out on Alchemy Exchange's website. Talked about the Constellation technology and why folks are choosing us like Jayco to be able to cryptographically secure DNA data at scale and make it monetizable for the end user. We talked heavily on white papers. Of course, that's a big crux of most of this stuff. And now, right now, we're in the 3rd week of a 4-week section all around token economics, token generation event, how to fundraise, how to defend different token types. And one of the big things is how much legal we've had in this, meaning we've had so many great legal representations or representatives come into this program to be able to educate people on like, okay, where are you going to incorporate, what token type, where are you located in the world? Are you working with the government? Is it a security? Is it a stable coin? It's not a one size fits all. So that's a massive important part to us, because those that know Constellation, we're a high integrity group that likes to do things by the book and as clean as possible. So with that, very excited to pivot over to our flight program V2 project elevator pitches. We asked the 40 companies if there was anybody bold enough to raise their hand to do a canned 60-second pitch with a script. And we had 10 of them show up, which is really cool. So we're going to go through these here. And this is all leading up to an official pitch day, which is to be announced, because we have an event coming up in this summer, which we might dovetail it with that. We may do it separate. We may do a virtual and on-site. We're not quite sure yet of the format, but we are sure we are going to do it. And we do want to get the community involved. We want to do community voting. We want to have prizes from sponsors and more. So look forward to that, because this is going to be something you're going to see Constellation doing more, is higher production value around these announcements, so we can support the projects that are building on top of us, because it's the best way to tell the story of the power of what HTTP and our ecosystem can provide. So with that, I'm going to pivot over here and get started. Tell me, somebody, Ben or Michael, since you guys have mic power, just yell at me if this isn't coming through properly, please.
Corruption, fraud, dishonesty. These are not the words we want to have in mind when we're thinking about nonprofits, charities, or fundraising. However, this is the sad reality we are facing today. We are here to change that. Hi, my name is Aranka, and I am the founder of Stellar Hub. Our mission is to bring honest, transparent, traceable charity work and fundraising to the world. We are creating an exchange to bridge Web 2 with Web 3 for crowdfunding services. Stellar Hub is building on Constellation Network's Hypergraph, which allows us to bring feeless, secure, interoperable transactions with honest data validation and infinite scalability. Community is everything, and that is not just a catchphrase. At our current stage, but we ask of you to please bring awareness to our project and grow our beautiful community. If you feel aligned with our vision, please reach out and let's have a chat. Thank you.
What is Techware? Well, Techware is technician software. We specialize in creating tools for computer technicians around the world. Our long-term goal is to be a platform that helps many different tech tool developers promote their own crypto-powered applications into a portal that is easy for users, businesses, and technicians to maintain computer systems and be rewarded for it. Our initial software that we have decided to concentrate on is our cybersecurity tools. We're going to reward users and technicians for helping us build our antivirus databases. As users scan their systems for viruses to clean up, our tools will ask the user about any processes it finds that is not known to its database. Our database can only be as strong as the users that are willing to submit files for analysis or providing their input on what the processes may be. By providing us with this information, we will reward them with our token. We will collect metadata from this information to build our database and embed information into our ledger on the Hypergraph.
Do you have any assets lying around? Do you have any art that's just hanging up, or collectible cars that are just sitting there? Any jewelry that just happens to collect dust? Well, with Memora, you can take control of this and find out what it's worth and access secondary markets and the liquidity that you deserve. By taking control of your self-sovereign identity and creating a Memora identity, users can then create Memora NFTs, which represent ownership of their physical assets. Memora focuses on creating Oracle network so that you can authenticate and value your assets and eventually achieve liquidity in the secondary markets. Memora makes memorifying your memorabilia possible. Anything that's memorable or worthy of remembrance has a home at Memora. Memora allows users to experience time and collect efficiently. We welcome you to follow us on Twitter and Telegram at Memora Official, and we thank you for your time.
Hey guys, my name is Phil. I'm the CEO of Authentic Validation, talking to you from Germany. Today, I want to give a brief overview of Germany, which generates cost and time efficiency for your business. The traditional commodity and goods management market is slow and very outdated. Most of the technology was created decades ago. As an answer to that, we built a blockchain-based ERP software. We want to make it possible to keep track of all the transactions in the company, starting with the goods received and ending with the invoice. The data is processed and validated on the blockchain via Constellation technology. This allows to cut costs and makes your servers obsolete. Let me contact you for further details.
Hi, my name is Kevin O'D. I am the CEO and co-founder of Decentralized Factory. During the last decades, we've been externalizing more and more our production capabilities overseas. Recent crises such as COVID-19 and others have shown that our supply chains are very fragile and that we are very dependent on them functioning correctly for our day-to-day activities. This is why we are building a platform to connect all the actors of the production cycle to redevelop local production capabilities. Through our network of 3D printers and designers, we will offer an end-to-end decentralized solution for companies or individuals who are looking for on-demand and custom-made pieces in plastic, ceramic, and metal. Our network takes care of everything, from the conception to the manufacturing to having the actual piece shipped right to your doorstep. All this in a safe and secure environment. Our platform also guarantees that the 3D files used to produce these pieces can only be used the number of times that they have been purchased through innovative mechanisms combining blockchain, NFTs, and IoT. Redeveloping manufacturing locally through 3D printing in a safe and secure environment is our mission, and you will be hearing more from us soon. Thank you.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel.
As on-demand delivery services continue to grow exponentially, last-mile operator shipping and delivery pressures have followed, which is the most expensive part of any multimodal transportation model. Traffic congestion, carbon footprints, soaring fuel prices, customer expectations, and human resources available to support this explosive demand is slowing down and in some cases completely stifling industry-specific scalability. Lack of critical data sensors and reliable information such as weather between airports causes large data gaps where it is needed for both urban and rural area deliveries. Creating a new infrastructure is too cost and time prohibitive to support this solution, but there is a way. Hello, my name is Mike DeCosla, CEO and co-founder of Drone Industry Systems Corp. We are an autonomous infrastructure IP solution company. Our core focus is on creating a full stack Web3 autonomous turnkey solution for the delivery of people and cargo via drone, unmanned ground systems, vehicles, and delivery robots. Our eco-friendly solution is simple but effective. By repurposing existing industry-specific infrastructures, We can turn these challenges into solutions that can accommodate and support a true last mile logistics, but with a safer, more secure, environmentally friendly, and economically sustainable autonomous infrastructure. By developing supporting mining hardware, such as our soon-to-be released NFT for our smart delivery doorbell miner and our smart drone landing pad miner, we will be able to meet these critical data gap demands by combining a decentralized disk token utility rewards for customer metadata received, while using our smart rooftop and ground drone airport vertiports as our transportation autonomous delivery backbone, creating a true eco-friendly, safe, secure, and sustainable on-demand hailing delivery service experience powered by DAG.
The current feedback loop in today's digital world is broken. The results are manipulated in ways that produce outcomes that are not always true due to lack of transparency. So how much is real data, the truth, actually worth? To you, to a company? No one truly knows the real value of any particular data set as of now. But we here at Sentiment aim to change that with your help. Sentiment is a decentralized sentiment platform that will provide a revolutionary gamified experience for individual participants to monetize their own data that has never been seen before. From polls to surveys to reviews and interactive experiences for live sentiment, this is just a sample size of what we're working on. Come join the discussion by following us on Twitter, currently at NCDC919 for future updates.
Hi guys, I'm Corey, co-founder of Chainrace. We are on a mission to radically improve the private capital markets at both the fundraising and secondary market level. We are achieving this through the use of blockchain technology to tokenize investors' shares. This allows us to list these tokens in our exchange under development, providing a liquidity market to previously illiquid assets. With Chainrace, assets like real estate, early stage tech companies, and more will have liquidity options previously unavailable to investors.
My name is Nathaniel Lees, and I'm here representing the Decent group of companies. Our activities are in the sectors of health, energy, and finance. For the purpose of this presentation, the focus will be on energy. Based on several of our proprietary nanotechnologies, we've developed them into the following applications. 1, radiant heat capture, which are layered nanosheets that efficiently convert waste heat into energy and can be applied onto almost any surface, such as solar panels, radiators, and ASIC miners. 2nd, a new means of geothermal power generation that requires no moving parts, no use of water as the medium of heat transfer, and featuring low maintenance costs. 3rd, 2 types of novel batteries. One being a thermal battery capable of storing heat as energy, and the other, a laminar flow battery for use in mobiles, drones, EVs, eVTOLs, and more. 4th, a nanoreactor capable of producing a multitude of hydrocarbon products such as petroleum, diesel, aviation fuels, paraffin waxes, and more, all of which are made from industrial, household, toxic, and medical waste, touting no toxic emissions. With these technologies, we seek to build out a distributed ledger-based automated marketplace for the decentralized trading of renewable tokenized energy, all based off of Constellation's Hypergraph.
What's up, Hypergraph Hour? My name is Maurice, founder of Punchline Audio Authentication. We only got a minute, so let's jump straight into it. The Punchline Network collects metadata in real time and provides an easy-to-use audio catalog with an exciting product reward engine. Our technology solves a multi-billion-dollar artist payout bottleneck in the streaming industry. Punchline uses a decentralized ID system called Punch ID to authenticate every layer within your recording software. Upon export, Punchline arranges the collected metadata to maximize potential revenue, then stamps it to the Hypergraph via our Play token. Each audio export is packaged into 3 data types that can be accessed by fans, creators, and businesses using the Play token. Those 3 data types include the audio file, the session data, which include participants, products, and parameters, and the performance metrics, which monitors the streaming and download activity. Every hardware or software product registered under your Punch ID creates a reward channel in which manufacturers can create customized reward campaigns for their customers. That's my time. Find out more about Punchline at punchlineaudio.com.
All right. I feel like I should have gotten a rave horn, but I didn't do it.
That's amazing. Those are amazing.
Your head. Yeah. What are you gonna say, Jorgensen?
I was just saying, like, that was awesome to see. That was really well done. That was fun. I hadn't gotten to see that. So awesome.
Well, big shout out to the companies that brought them all in on time. And everybody, as you know, those were just 60 seconds. We wanted to kind of turn the screws on to get them uncomfortable, to say what you're doing in such a complex way, or a world that we're in Web3 is a challenge. And so we've been working with them to kind of tune it so that it's easier to come out and to remember. So please rewatch these in the playback, but know that we're going to continue to expose more deeper on these projects. So big shout out to everybody who presented. Proud of you all. And I'm proud of those that didn't present as well, just so you know. So with that, I wanted to show the partner update. So ecosystem partner update. This largely is predicated on the flight program, because a lot of these companies see the power of what we're doing. They see the promise of what these companies bring to the table. They see the level of quality that Constellation goes through to vet and work with these groups to ensure quality. And so we've attracted some amazing partners. Instead of going through a bunch of them across a bunch of different slides, I decided to just kind of cram them all into one. I know that 2 gray boxes of pending logo approval is not the sexiest, but we do have 2 really amazing top tier ones. Oh, sorry about that. We do have some amazing top tier exchanges that are a part of this. So once we do get that approval, we will launch those logos. But to quickly just go through this list, want to give a big shout out to Ledger. For those that don't know, Constellation has been working with Ledger as one of our core solutions for how we manage our treasury, as well as other things. I personally use it for my own personal stuff. They presented a few weeks back about not only their commercial offerings from just their devices, but also what they offer the enterprise, your ability to manage many different wallets, many different keys across one organization in a decentralized way is very beautiful. Of course, we all know who Helium is, as well as their DY, which is their investment arm of Helium that gives money and grants to emerging projects that are a little bit more specific to the IoT space, since it fits their ethos of what their Helium miner produces. I have a Helium miner, and I think it's super awesome. So if anybody's interested in getting one of those, reach out. We'll let you know where you can buy one. DigitalOcean is part of it. They're absolutely instrumental in what we do as a company. I have multiple DigitalOcean accounts personally. We use them across our entire network. And they also have a thing called the Hatch program, which is made up of dozens of VCs that are really focused on early stage companies to get involved in Web3 as well as their ecosystem. Steady Dynamic is one of our core partners. They built a platform for us called Switchboard. That is a customized platform that we use to help companies go through our pipeline to ensure quality. And when we go back to that first statement at the first slide was your Web3 welcoming committee. The point of that is that we want to, no matter what you come here for, we'll be here for you. And what I mean by that is, it's not that you have to have a certain level of maturity. You don't have to be a profitable company. You can be just a single person that has an idea without a name or whatever, right? We can slot you into this pipeline tool that will help you understand, like, wow, they need legal. Oh, wow, they actually need a CTO, or whatever it may be. We're very proud of them. Steady Dynamic also, of course, offers many services when it comes to digital solutions. You heard from Chainrace. They're a new partner of ours. They help crowdsource and funding for Web3 projects, very blockchain and decentralized focus, and their team is just absolutely salt of the earth people. So big shout out to Chainrace. They've already presented on the program at Flight Program, and they're going to do again because they're bringing a lot of value to the companies involved. Denton's is one of the world's leading legal offices. We work with them very closely. They came out and talked a little bit about what a stable coin is, what it means to work with the SEC, how to protect yourself, how to make sure you're buttoned up, measure twice, cut once type of stuff. And we can't say enough good things about Denton. We recently, we've been working with Arizona State University for over, I would say, about a year now, but we recently signed an official partnership with them. We're working very close with them. Those that don't know, they are the world's leading institution from a university perspective when it comes to blockchain research, and I can't say enough good things about them. We're going to be just showcasing more of what we're doing with ASU as that relationship grows. Those may know that Ashbury has been our legal counsel at the core of Constellation since the beginning. So for them to come on and present to the Flight Program about what it was like to work with a company like Constellation over the last 5 years really shed a lot of light on how to really make sure that you're buttoned up when it comes to orchestrating, founding, and delivering your crypto or Web3 solution to the market. I don't need to explain who Alchemy is. You all know who they are. We also have a partner with the University Blockchain Alliance, represents, I think, something like 72 university blockchain clubs. So this is a really ecosystem building, a governance, really helps with the staking programs when it comes to launching projects. We have Wilkie down in the right-hand corner there. These guys are really focused on regulation. They're a law firm. So if you're really trying to do something as gnarly as a stable coin, maybe even in different countries, they're the group to work with. GSR is going to be presenting with Ben Jorgensen tomorrow on the Flight Program. They're a massive market maker and crypto firm based out of Spain. We have a strong relationship with them, and they've always been nothing but a delight to work with. Warden Berry is who I work with and who is part of the program for government legal. So if you're going to do anything that has to touch the public sector, we certainly align projects to them, and they've been awesome as well. And then I don't even know how to say their name, and I apologize. Exolix, I think. They're a new partner of ours. If you don't know, they do allow for swapping to take place on Lattice right now as a widget solution. So if you haven't seen it, you go to the left-hand bar there, sidebar, and click on token swap, and you'll see that widget there that we stand by and really believe in. So very proud of this. We will be exposing those other two logos once we have that approval, but just wanted to showcase this. And I will say there are other partnerships that aren't on this list, but we wanted to make these ones highlighted that are focused really on this Flight Program where we're at as a company. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Michael Brand, who is our Chief Product Officer. He also was the CEO of Door. So he not only understands Web3, but he understands the Door traffic miner pretty much better than anyone in the world. And so we're really lucky to have him in our court. So Michael, you're up, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you, Diggles. I just got to say the pitches were super cool. I think a lot of people don't realize just how hard it is to take an entire business and describe it in 60 seconds. So kudos to all those folks. All right, so I've just got a few slides here. I want to dig in on Mainnet 2.0 and a few other choice updates. Right now, I want to focus on the Mainnet 2.0 rollout. So align everyone on what's going to happen, how we're going to move from the current hypergraph to the new hypergraph. So I've separated this into 3 stages plus the testnet stage. We're currently in testnet. We have completed our testnet release. We've got over 200 node operators on it right now, which is awesome. We are currently doing network stress testing. We'll release the results of that once we have them. We're also doing the first phase of our network security audit. And finally, I think this is a new one, testnet rewards. We're working on that, and that'll be released soon. So after these are complete, we're going to be working with our third-party exchanges and integrations, making sure they're also up and running on testnet. And then we'll be releasing our L0 documentation examples. So once this is released, all of our third-party companies, Flight Program, incubated projects can start developing their state channels on the testnet. Now, when we roll into phase one, you can see there's the network reboot and Genesis block. That's really the big stake in the ground. That's when we're going to move from 1.0 over to 2.0. So a lot of coordination here. We are creating a new Genesis block. We are going to schedule downtime for the network. We're going to make sure that all of our exchanges and integrations are running, make sure the timing's all right. And once we bring the network back, we'll be running on 2.0. Now, for the community, there's nothing you need to do other than be aware of the network downtime and know that it's scheduled and on purpose. So during this phase, once we make the transition, we'll have feature parity with the previous network, and we'll also be running our DAG state channel. So during this phase, we're going to check for stability and just make sure everything's working properly. We're going to do the second half of our security audit, which is penetration testing. Once that is passed, we'll move into phase two, and we'll be able to move all of those L0 state channels from testnet over to our mainnet. And now finally, I've included the third phase after this, which is really focused around tools and liquidity. We're going to support Rosetta on Hypergraph to work with our exchange partners. And then we'll also be building out our DeFi standards, which are the building blocks for all DeFi tools like DEXs, bridges, all the fun stuff that we play with. All right, so with that, I just want to be transparent with this. We're going to keep updating. So as we move things to complete, move things to in progress, hopefully you'll keep seeing the slide evolve over time as we have more updates.
Yeah, Michael, I just want to add in here that one of the dedications we have to making sure we're transparent through this is we will be making updates to the progress on our homepage. So if you're ever wondering what's going on with Mainnet 2, we'll always make sure that our homepage is up to date as well as the Mainnet page, and we'll be communicating this through the Telegram channel and on future presentations.
All right, we've had a ton of product updates and version releases over the last few months. I just picked a few choice ones right here to talk about. Stargazer Wallet, we successfully released the iOS version. We have over 2,000 downloads. We actually released Android earlier today. So awesome to have that multi-platform wallet. Next, we've got the Door Traffic Miner. Those are now back in stock. So you can go to the website, you can order those now. We've got a coupon code Hypergraph to give you $500 off for the next 48 hours. We're also going to have a rewards adjustment again on May 3rd. Now, finally, Lattice. Diggles, you mentioned our Exolix partner. Feel free to hop in there and use them. Turn all of your poop coins into bag, as I saw on the Telegram. It's a valuable asset for us too, to see how people are using it and get a sense of what kind of liquidity we can expect on the swapping function. I also wanted to mention that soft node rewards are going to continue throughout the entire Mainnet 2.0 release period. So we've got plans for those and plans for beyond the Mainnet 2.0 release. And we'll talk more about those at a later Hypergraph hour where we can really deep dive on Lattice and talk about all the things we're working on there. That's all I got.
You rock, buddy. Yeah. I just want to on that last bullet, probably next month. I don't know if we have a date on it just yet, but we're going to do a full blast on Lattice since we have not only some UI upgrades, feature upgrades, but really talk about the future of Lattice and how it dovetails into these projects. When we think about the flight program and we talked about Switchboard, them coming into this pipeline, them maturing, really the end of not the beginning, but the end of the process is getting to that Lattice launchpad. And then us really educating folks on the power of what these solutions bring to the market, right? So if you think about Jayco as an example on the launchpad, and there's a way for you to monetize your DNA data, there's going to be an educational module that will teach you what it means to work with their platform and get into that world and become part of that stakeholder economy feature. So really excited about Lattice. The designs that I've seen so far are really, really hot. So with that, that is all we have today. Jorgensen, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I'm quiet today. You guys did a great job. That was awesome. That was really impressive to watch. Great job.
Sweet. All right. Well, that concludes today's Hypergraph Hour. For those that are curious, I am going to drop a DoD update this Friday. So I am going to be sending one through a Loom video or something to let everybody know what's going on there. As you're well aware, it's not like one of those types of projects that we can just expose the guts to everybody. I actually can't even expose the guts to most people in my own company. So we have to be very sensitive how we talk about it. But as you'll see from my update later this week, it's one of my passions. It's one of my favorite things I've ever worked on, but I'll tell you what, it's the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's working and it's very exciting stuff. So with that, we're going to go ahead and conclude. This will be up for playback probably in the next 24 hours or less. And we do encourage you to check out those companies once again, in case you missed anything, and reach out and see how you can get involved if at any level. So that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.